First and foremost, a link down below in the description box to credit this man. It's Mastodon, if you're not already familiar with him and his work. He's incredible. He doesn't bullshit. He asks the guy. Apparently, he's the only person that works on universe mode. That might be a rumor. His name is Chris. He's a part of the WWE project team. He's been around since like 2008. Mastodon just asks him flat out at the Orlando convention, is this just a copy and paste with promos added in? To which he basically responds saying, we've got promos, we've got some quality of life changes kind of scattered, littered all over the place, like a little bit here, a little bit there. Big changes to the calendar, which I feel that in itself, I got to skip this or I'll get a copyright strike. That, along with the gameplay changes, the graphics, the extra backstage rooms and all that sort of stuff, I think, if you want to say, unfortunately, is all that we are going to end up getting. So you could see here that we've got classic mode, we've got superstar mode. Here, things are more streamlined. Instead of having to go through multiple menus, we're able to go to superstars, tag teams, rivalries, like everything has its own thing. So from a UI perspective, I actually do appreciate that because I navigate through the menus quite intensively myself, quite frequently. So if I want it to be negative, which is not something I like doing, I don't want to be a downer. I want to be uplifting. But at the same time, if there's some bullshit, I want to call out said bullshit. I don't want to just be a shill like certain people. For the most part, I don't know that it's going to be like, oh my God, this is going to blow your compression socks off your feet compared to last year. But the overall package with the few changes to the actual universe mode itself, along with the actual gameplay changes, the chain wrestling, like that sort of stuff, being able to have knockouts in the game, the extra arenas, the backstage areas, I think that's what's going to fully encompass the experience for universe mode and make it that as a whole, you're going to feel like it's a step up. Whether or not you feel it's worth $100, $150, whatever your currency is in your country for the game, and depending on the edition that you get, if it's worth that, that's up to you. For me, it's worth it. It might not be a good bang for the buck, but I still want the bang. Does that make any sense? Plus my channel rides on it on top of that. So I feel like it's almost like my job, my responsibility to get into this. So here we can see that the options for universe mode are relatively the same. We could see here that there is an extra toggle, and that's for intergender wrestling. So you can have intergender wrestling. You can have rivalries with them. You can have championships, I believe, that can be shared between some of them. I'm personally not going to do that. Just because, for me personally, I just don't care to do it. But I'm all about options. If you want to see Nia Jax take on Randy Orton or anything like that, then you can do that. The limitations, the walls have been taken down. And I think that that's great. You can also have King of the Ring in universe mode, so that's cool. But anyhow, I don't want to make this video too long. I think I got to the point fairly quickly. Aside from promos, like I said, some UI changes, the regular gameplay changes, again, talking about chain wrestling as an example, and knockouts, and being able to do some stuff with the calendar a little bit more in-depth, some quality of life stuff being there, the free roam camera while you're actually playing that you can do. I think, like I said, overall, it's going to feel like a nice jump up. And that's pretty much it. But if you want to hear all the back and forth talking and all that sort of stuff, by all means, feel free to do that. The calendar, which is what they're going into here. I did listen to it. Like I said, I did have a hard time listening to it. I'm surprised I even remembered 10% of what they said. But here you can have up to apparently 3 shows on one day. Like in one day, you can have up to 3 shows. So that's kind of cool. In terms of number of matches and all that, I don't know if you can have more matches per show. I know on a PLE, I think you could have like 10 matches or something like that. But you can have now a King of the Ring, And I think that that's absolutely incredible right there. King and Queen of the Ring. See, you can see the 2/2, 1/2. You can have it so that you can have it be like a 2-day spectacle. You can even delete one of the shows. See, you can see there the first one and the second one for King of the, well, because one's Queen of the Ring, the other one's the King of the Ring. And I think that's just great. Like I said, overall, this didn't make me go, oh my God. It just made me go, oh, that's really cool. I can't wait to get into it. I'm equally hyped this year as I was last year, the year before, so on and so forth. I think we are in a better position now than we were 2-3 years ago, personally. 2K19 still holds a bar. 2K14 still holds a bar. 2008, around that area, 2000, yeah. Still hold some weight to them that the newer games can't quite do, but in some other areas do. Yeah, I can't wait. And in closing, because I could just keep going on and on here, and I don't want to do that. There's a little bit of a rant here. I wanted to share that when I make my videos, that's the other thing I wanted to mention, on 2K25, I am predominantly going to be worrying about universe mode and the sliders. The sliders are going to be the first thing because it's essentially your foundation. It's how your game behaves, okay? So I'm going to be focusing on the sliders. That's going to be a copy and paste from last year. I'm just going to look at my sliders and go, what did I do for this one? Post kick-out recovery? What was that again? Oh, yeah, right. And then I'll put that there because honestly, the information is still valid and it'll probably get me a couple of views if I can be real. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to be testing things out. I'm going to be looking for glitches. Do the pin sliders work? Do you have to keep changing the match type for them to work like we did in the last game and then the one before that? And then even this current one, 2K24, until they threw in an update, never told us they fixed it, and then inadvertently did fix it. Is Hulk Hogan's mustache just going to keep falling off and coming back magically from update to update? Those sort of things. Will the music for Cody Rhodes shut off completely just because you switch to an Ultra tire? That kind of stuff. I'm going to be combing through, and I'm going to do my best to try and just see how the game is overall on day one with the sliders and the glitches. And then once I take care of that over the first just couple of days, what I am going to end up focusing on is just universe mode. I am likely not going to be making any My Rise videos. I might do like one or two just to be like, hey, check it out. And then at my own leisure, without getting distracted with making content on My Rise, I'm definitely not doing the showcase. And that's because you'll get copyright striked every 5 seconds. I can't afford to do that because I almost got sued by 2K Interactive last year and the year before. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I am going to mainly focus on universe mode. I know like Assemble and a lot of those other guys, they didn't really like universe mode. They kind of focused on my GM and my faction and all that. I'm personally going to stay away from that. I'm going to look into it. I'm not really going to talk about it because I want to focus on gameplay sliders. Again, like I said, how does your game work? Sorry, I got distracted there, and I'll explain in a second how it functions and with the sliders and all that. And then it's going to be about universe and really going through all the changes that they don't even seem to remember what was added. Okay? The reason I stopped it here and I got distracted, it's the red hair, is if I'm not mistaken, this might be huge. I'm going to say something, but take it with a grain of salt. I think when you look at editing your show, you can quickly go through all the superstars and you're able to see what show they're on, potentially, how many males you have versus females. I see that's all the stuff, again, that I don't know. And it's a little bit frustrating. I really don't want to make this video any longer. It's already going on 10 minutes, which is absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is. I've already pre-ordered the game. It's already installed. It's 22 gigs bigger on PS5 Pro. I don't think it's PS5 Pro enhanced. I don't know what you would enhance, but anyhow. It's big. It's downloaded. I'm ready to go. I'm hoping to get some decent night. Tomorrow at midnight, it comes out. I don't know that I'm going to be waking up at midnight. I don't know that I'm going to be staying up till 2 a.m. I think I'm going to do my best to just try to go to bed like a normal person, wake up at 3 in the morning, which, again, what happened to the normal part, that's my normal. Wake up around 3 or 4, sliders right off the hop. Like I said, my rise, probably not going to be on my radar for potentially a good couple of days, honestly. You'll probably have to watch some other content creators for that. Because I want to try and entertain. I wouldn't call myself an entertainer. I want to be someone who's informative, that potentially talks about certain things that maybe other people don't quite cover in depth. I want to be that guy. A lot of these people aren't even in wrestling anymore, which is kind of funny, but it is what it is. Anyhow, that's enough rambling. Like I said, the key takeaway is promos, intergender, calendar changes, UI changes, scattered quality of life changes, and then, like I said, the actual implementation of gameplay changes that you'll experience. Again, knockouts, chain wrestling, for example, better graphics, lighting, and all that. Obviously, you'll experience that in your universe mode. So combined with that, I'm hopeful, I'm confident that I am going to enjoy myself more than I did the year before, and then even more than the year before that. So I think we are going in the right direction, if I can be positive. But if I had to be negative, I don't feel like we're getting that much more incrementally each year. But it's easy for me to complain when I know nothing about what it takes to make a video game. Thumbs up as always if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm in trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up on the internet. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. My biggest, oh my God, sorry, moment for me is the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, I literally feel like, from what I've read, I literally think he's the only person that works on universe mode. I don't even think it's a duo. So clearly, for what we're getting, maybe that explains it. It's not that he's incompetent. He's one person. Imagine making Grand Theft Auto 6 with 10 people, even. That's insane. It takes hundreds and hundreds. Anyhow, you know me. For those that watch me, once I get going, that's it. That's it. I could keep recording until 2K27 comes out. Don't test me. All right. Bye for now.